So, what's in the box? It's the Hellboy RPG Field Director's Pledge based on the D&D 5e mechanics. So, first off, we have a dice tray. I don't think I really need to explain that. It's good quality, and as shown, has a comic book image of Hellboy himself on the inner. Next, the scenery add-on box. I believe these are actually items from the board game. It's just a quick look, and I've left them in the plastic just to keep them together for the time being. It's fairly basic stuff, just some ruined cathedral parts, some candelabra, and the like. If you've seen the first Hellboy movie, it's very like the opening sequence from that. On to the first of the books, with apologies for the glare. It's the optional print version of all of the PDFs that were unlocked during the Kickstarter into the BPRD field manual. Now, the bag, this was actually part of the Field Director pledge, but obviously doesn't fit in the box. This is just a quick look, and we'll come back to it once we've removed the plastic cover. Last but not least, before we move on to the main event, it's the BPRD rolled up. Again, we'll come back to it unwrapped. The main event now, and the pledge box itself. And it's a hefty beast. We'll come back to it when we've unwrapped it from this plastic, which has given us this awesome glare. So, just 2 seconds. As we can see, the box itself is packed to the edges, with the exception of a little bit of protection. A poster with a timeline for the comics, both of Hellboy and all the BPRD related offshoots. That's going to be seen. Next up, a tray of miniatures, including the main characters and some of the main bad guys. I'm leaving this in the plastic for their protection just now, but we'll take a closer look when I release the review. Again, another nice bit of glare back from the plastic, because why not? Next up, it's a custom dice set, which includes the Doom die, one of the new mechanics for the Hellboy interpretation of the 5e rules. A little bit of unpacking, and we're on to the big minis, because nothing says that you're out to kill the PCs like something 5 times their size. Always a good way to scare the players. On to the big one. And it's the special edition Hellboy core book, with its stretch goal slipcase. And once we get inside, the leatherette cover. There's a ribbon that was added as a further stretch goal, just to make things a bit easier for finding. More would have been good than just the one, but you can't have everything. And we take a quick flick through just to see the quality of the product. Next one is a item that divides the community. It's the GM screen. No, not everyone likes these, and so it's a personal opinion on whether this is worth having. But that said, it's nice and sturdy, and 4-panel, which is sometimes quite unusual compared to the 3 that are most common with D&D stuff. So it's at least a good example. Lastly, the pre-printed character sheets. And well, I think we all know what character sheets look like. Now getting everything back into the box at approximately the rate that you would at home if your significant other was about to find out how much you'd spent on Kickstarter. And everything back in the box. Out of the plastic now, and a slightly closer look at the BPRD field manual, which is largely made up of GM tips and scenarios from guest writers, which again were stretch goals on the original Kickstarter and then made available as a print add-on later on from the PDFs. And a bag, and I'm assuming that we've all seen these in the wild, so just a quick look at what we have. A nice, almost Hessian kind of feel, although obviously a bit better than that because it's not a sack. And obviously pockets. This one having some space for pencils and some other basic roleplay accoutrement. And on the other side, some slots which look like they're for putting credit cards in, so you can pay for more Kickstarters. And the all rolled up in a bit more detail. I've gone for the buckle version, which is maybe a little bit of a luxury over the tied version, and is basically the same item as that. But again, space for pencils and character sheet which would roll into the main part, and then a large pocket at the end for keeping dice. Perfect for the role player on the travel. And that's my sales pitch done for that. And hopefully the review of all this will be done soon. But one last look at the dice tray to finish up. If you've enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.